not long at all. Lost and lonely. No one can blame you for walking away. Too much rejection, no love injection. Life can be easy, it's not always swell. Don't tell me truth hurts, little girl, 'cause it hurts like hell, hurts like hell. But down in the underground, you'll find someone true. Down in the underground, a land serene, a crystal moon. It's only forever. It's not long at all. Lost and lonely. That's underground, underground.
Give me the child. Through dangers untold and hardships unnumbered, I have fought my way here to the castle beyond the Goblin City to take back the child that you have stolen. For my will is as strong as yours, and my kingdom is as great. That's your line, Rob. For my will is as strong as yours, and my kingdom is as well, I always forget that line. Carry the one. You have no power over me. Yes.
Wolf.
Oh, Merlin.
Bong.
Oh, clock. Oh, wait, Merlin, clock. It's 5:30. It's almost time for the show. We better flail limbs to the other microphone. Ladies and gentlemen, you better feed Toby and put him to bed because it's time for the Lloyd Labyrinth 30th birthday show. Please welcome the Goblin King himself, Rob Lloyd!
Come on, make some noise! Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. How y'all doing? Thank you so much for coming along to the 30th birthday show of Labyrinth. And we here at Lloyd are here to celebrate all things Labyrinth!
Now, of course, we should clarify a few things.
Yes.
Now, by labyrinth, we don't mean an actual labyrinth.
No. I'm sorry. I'm terribly sorry. Especially this labyrinth looks pretty cool because look at the Minotaur right there.
Looks really cute.
Hello. He's playing a bit of peekaboo, I skewer you.
I love that game so much.
Yeah, you play it a bit differently to me, Mr. Innes.
No, it's funny because butts.
People are laughing a bit too loud at that one.
Butts are funny, what can I say? And of course, we don't mean the video game Labyrinth by Lucasfilm Games. Has anyone played the video game? Yeah, that was...
Anyone like playing the Labyrinth game? What?
Oh, there we go.
We lost 50%.
50% of the video game tolerated it. Excellent. And also, we certainly don't mean the rather experimental 1967 film In the Labyrinth. Let's take a look at that now.
What the hell's that?
I could pull a better film out of my...
Hey!
We also certainly aren't talking about Rob's most delighted and favourite film, Pan's Labyrinth. That noise means he has an opinion. So, Rob, tell us a little bit more why that groan happened.
Oh my God, I hate Pan's Labyrinth, okay? Oh, it's
You've
like...
upset the puppets in the audience. Yay, boo.
Okay, so basically, if you don't know, the film is about a young girl who and her mother and her baby brother have to go to a new home because the mum has married a new guy who happens to be a psychopath during the Spanish Civil War. And the whole horror that she has to live through, she kind of skips that and goes into a fantasy realm and a fantasy world and all that type of stuff with weird creatures like that. And the end of the film, she has to save her little brother. And she gets happiness, the happiness she deserves at the end, which is death. You know what could have been better than death? A happy life till you're about 80 or 90 years old. Fuck you, Pan's Labyrinth.
Pan's Labyrinth, brought to you by the Liberal Party, Canberra. We also certainly aren't talking about the manga sequel to Labyrinth called Return to Labyrinth, which you can actually access online. Oh, well,
That sound means she has an opinion. Yeah, it was all going fine, I'm with you, until all the characters transformed into big spaceships. It kind of lost me there, yeah.
We're certainly not talking about the TV miniseries Labyrinth either.
Yes, it did star John Hurt, and also it was one of the first TV roles for Sebastian Stan, who went on to be Bucky Barnes himself, the Winter Soldier. Hello. Yeah. Ladies, gentlemen, Bucky.
Yeah, indeed. And we're certainly not talking about the Labyrinth Society from Trumansburg, New York.
Yeah, we would have had them involved, but we didn't have any carrier pigeons, so...
And of course, the Trumansburg is what would eventually hit the Roosevelt Titanic. See, that was... We'll move on.
No. I want to do my joke. Remember that scene in Roosevelt Titanic where Kate Washington had sex in a car with Leonardo Obama DiCaprio?
This isn't making anything better. Get out!
No, this goes in line with all of our one-off shows. Innes Lloyd, the audience are funnier than the guys.
And how? It's not a director's commentary, it's an audience commentary that comes to the DVD. And we're certainly not talking about the board game Labyrinth. Yes. With the wonderful German company, as I'm told it's pronounced, Ravensburger. Is how it's pronounced.
So is that how you pronounce it?
Yes, it is. That's the proper German pronunciation, Ravensburger.
So it's that easy to learn German?
Yes, you could say that I'm trying to slowly master the German tongue.
So you could actually teach the audience to speak German just like that?
Apparently so.
Okay, so how do you...
In order to pronounce this, apparently the best way to do is to tilt your head up and then back down, as if you have just slumped to your death. So it goes Ravensburger.
Okay, so everyone do that on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Ravensburger. There you go.
There's nothing better than seeing about 30, 40 people going, whoa.
Perfect. Now,
Excellent.
Rob,
Yep.
there's someone else on the stage. This is an Innes Lloyd show, and there's a ridiculously handsome person on stage as well.
Yeah, this is, Labyrinth has songs written by the late, great David Bowie, so what better way to, have a tribute to the film and to him is to have a musical guest. So this is Caleb Garfinkel. Round of applause! Yeah.
Garfinkel. It sounds like some sort of musical duo somewhere. Well,
What, Roxette?
No, not Roxette.
Savage Garden?
No, not Savage Garden.
Madison Avenue?
No, it's not Madison Avenue.
Bachelor Girl?
Yeah, he's the Bachelor from Bachelor's Girl, isn't he?
Actually, you've got a story about when it comes to the Bachelor or the Bachelorette, right?
Yes, I was asked to be, I guess, what do you call it?
A bachelor,
A
yeah.
bachelor on the Bachelorette, yeah.
Wow. That's the loudest response we've got. Whoa, fuck off, Labyrinth. Let's hear the stories of that. Why didn't you go with it?
I didn't want to be one of 12 men hitting a woman in the face with my penis. I don't actually watch the show. I assume that's what happens.
And that's why you'll never make it in the AFL. Okay.
There we go. So now we're on
Too soon? So yes. So no. I knew what you're going for. It's Caleb Garfinkel, not Garfunkel. It's not Simon and Garfunkel.
Oh, but his name doesn't sound like Simon at all.
So, ladies and gentlemen, from Bachelor Girl, Caleb Garfinkel. Round of applause.
Now it's time to look at our credentials, of course.
Yes, we are doing a show about Labyrinth, so we need to tell you how much knowledge we have on this film. Well, my credentials are, when I was really, really young, my brother and I had the most exciting time for Christmas one year where all the extended family came over to our house for Christmas. I had all my cousins, uncles, aunts, all that type of stuff. And there was me and my brother and my cousins who were closest to us. They had 2 boys there. And we both got Jim Henson films. So at that time on VHS, there was Labyrinth and Dark Crystal. So you know where this is going? You know what me and my brother got? Dark Crystal, that's right. So I love that film. But Labyrinth became like the one-off special that we saw every time we went to Melbourne. We weren't excited to see the cousins, we were excited to watch Labyrinth. The first time I had my own copy was in university, but it was a grainy, really bad VHS quality copy of it. So I never really got everyone talking about the whole special guest appearance by David Bowie's package. I never really got that until I saw Labyrinth for the first time on the big screen at Acme. Yeah. Acme a couple of years ago was the first time I saw it on the big screen in a full house packed with everyone. I went, oh, I get it now. I see. Like, I really saw. It was like 3D, but really not. So yeah, and it's amazing. You know, Jim Henson's one of my idols, and I love Labyrinth. So that's my credentials. Mr. Innes, what's your credentials?
Now, sometimes when we do these shows, I accidentally get the wrong idea, but
you have one job to do, Innes. Yep. One job to do. Have you done that?
I have. I put in so much effort. I bought a bag of rodents, and what I did is I made them little coats, and then I made them go through mazes, and then I did experiments. I managed to genetically graft an ear on the back of them.
That's lab rats.
That's not Labyrinth?
No, that's not Labyrinth at all. That's lab rats, okay? Did you even watch the film?
Oh, it's a film? I thought I was supposed to cure cancer. Oh, Philippe, burn the lab. Then salt the burnings. Then burn the salt.
So have you watched the film?
No.
Caleb, okay, your credentials. Have you seen Labyrinth?
Yes.
When did you see Labyrinth?
3 weeks ago when you asked me to play this gig. Very busy.
Wah.
What are we gonna do?
So now we're going to go to your credentials, ladies and gentlemen. Now, what we do here with our one-off shows, we welcome all kinds of people, okay? People who have seen movies and those who haven't.
Sorry,
So when it comes to Labyrinth, we've got 3 stages. The first stage is the worm stage. Now, this stage is if you've never seen Labyrinth at all, if you've been dragged along by a partner or you're just stumbling on a Sunday afternoon into the Butterfly Club and went, why the hell not? If you have no idea what Labyrinth is and never seen the film, you're going to call out, come inside and have a cup of tea on the count of 3, as loud as you can, okay? 1, 2, 3.
Come inside and have a cup of tea.
Okay, yeah, so that was about 3 or 4 people. Okay, good. Next level up is the Sarah level, or as Ludo would say, Sarah. All right? Now, you've seen the film a couple of times, or you watched it a bit as a kid, but you're not a regular watcher of Labyrinth, and you're going to go, it's not fair. Okay, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
It's not fair.
Nice. Oh, good.
Got a couple of once or twice.
And the next stage up is the Goblin King himself, Jareth level. You've seen the film over and over again. You're obsessed with it. You know it word for word. You get pissed off with anybody who quotes it wrong. So you're going to be annoyed through this entire show. Okay, and you're going to say, what's the line?
You remind me of the band.
Oh, how could I forget that? So you're going to, wait for it. Oh, wait for it. So on the count of 3, you're going to go, you remind me of the Babe. 1, 2, 3. You remind me of the Babe. What Babe?
No, we haven't got time for that. No. Move on.
Well, what's next?
Well, perhaps this audience is lying. So we have decided to go with the classic It Is Lloyd quote quiz.
Yes, round of applause for the quote quiz.
So for the quote quiz, Rob Lloyd is going to go into the audience, and if you are interested in maybe coming up to win a fabulous prize, that is the
And what prizes do we have for offer today, Miss Innes?
The fabulous prizes include a worm, the Jim Henson biography.
And how is that described by the slightly camp man at Minotaur?
It was described as both delightful and heartbreaking. Together at last. Kinda like my life.
It's funny because it's true.
And then the last one we've got here is the Goblin Companion, delightfully donated by Emily Fraser. Thank you, Emily Fraser. And we've got that as a 3rd potential prize. So we need 3 of our Earth volunteers to put their hand up to compete. 2 and 3. Come on, 4. Please help them up the step. There we go.
Come on up.
And so
We
now...
have a cosplayer right here.
She already gets a 12-point lead.
Now, basically what we're going to do is we're going to have quotes from the movie, and you have to buzz in with your name, okay? And if you buzz first, you say who says that line, and you get a point. So what's your name? Hallie. Okay, think about it. Do I play the character of Sarah? Do I assume that role? Do I go method? Good, I'm glad you went with... Okay. Haley? Okay, and you are? Ange and Paul. Correct. Okay. So
we've got 7 quotes. 7 quotes. So this is out of 7. 5 out of 7. So let's go and see who can get the most with quote number 1. Well, since I'm pointed that way, I guess I'll go down.
Yes, Hallie?
Sarah.
It is indeed Sarah.
Yeah.
1 point. Quote number 2. Allo. No, I said allo, but that's close enough. Oh.
The worm.
That is correct. It is indeed the worm. Well done. Give a round of applause. There we go. Quote number 3 now. Come on, we haven't got all day.
And
Yes.
I've now forgotten.
Oh!
Wait, come on, we haven't got all day. Oh, the hands.
It is indeed the hands, the helping hands.
It's the helping hands, yeah.
Yeah,
Helping hands. That's okay. I got it with this. That helped me. That helped me quite a lot.
Doesn't it always? I hope you're keeping score. Quote.
I got lost with that.
Oh, don't we all? Quote number 4. Sure rocks friends.
Hallie.
Yes? Help!
Help!
She's speaking in tongue! Who said that?
Ludo.
It is indeed Ludo. Well done. Quote number 5. Hello.
That's 2 and 2. 2 and 2.
2 and 2.
Come on!
Hello, Hedgewort.
Hallie.
Oh, Paul.
It is indeed the Goblin King.
Yes! Well done. Coming from behind! You're the Steve Bradbury of this show!
Quote number 6. Don't pay attention to them. They're just false alarms. You get a lot of them in the labyrinth.
Hallie.
Paul!
It is indeed Hoggle. Oh my God!
It's a 3-way tie. It's the last question. Who's got... This is actually pretty cool. Drum roll, please. Don't bang too loud. This venue may fall apart.
Hey, her head don't come off.
Hallie.
Hallie?
Fiery.
It is indeed a fire.
Well done, Haley. You get to pick whichever of those 3 prizes you want.
She's probably already.
The worm has been taken. A round of applause for our 3 volunteers. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. That's amazing. That was like really, that was drama, that was intrigue. A little
Much better than our actual show.
That was a little sexy as well.
There we go, the best kind. Now,
What's up now, Mr. Innes?
we're looking at pre-production and development.
Right.
Yes. Oh, is rather important.
Thank you very much for joining in. The pantomime lives on with us. Now, there are 3 men behind Labyrinth. There is Mr. Jim Henson. Round of applause for Jim Henson. Producer, George Lucas. Come on, a round of applause for George. Some people never forget or forgive. And finally, conceptual artist, Brian Frau. Now, for those of you that don't know, Jim Henson was behind Sam and Friends, a little thing called The Muppets, Fraggle Rock, and The Storyteller, who sadly died in 1990 at only 53. I know, I'm still heartbroken by it. George Lucas, you may not know this, is a writer, director, producer. His first film, feature-length film, was Thrax 1138 with Robert Duvall. He then went on to get 5 Oscar nominations for his next film, American Graffiti. He also produced Howard the Duck.
Yes, lots of girl or duck action there. Exactly what we wanted.
And a film series called Star Wars. And finally, Brian Frau is a conceptual artist who worked on The Dark Crystal and also Lady Coddington's Pressed Fairies, which is an awesome book. If you haven't got it, pick it up. It's great. Pressed Fairies. It is gorgeous. I've been hanging around this guy too long. Everything's an innuendo.
For misses.
So let's have a look at it. Now, Labyrinth came as an idea on the set of The Dark Crystal, where Jim Henson and Brian Froud were discussing what they wanted to do next. And through the course of making The Dark Crystal, it turned out to be a lot darker film than Jim Henson originally wanted. So he's talking to Brian about, let's come up with another idea, but make it a bit lighter, a bit, comedy-based and all that type of stuff. And Brian Froud kept on coming back to this idea of a child surrounded by goblins, because that's his version of a lighter image. And that's where the idea came from. And they said, well, let's get this novelist called Dennis Lee to write a novella. And it was quite poetic and short. And at this point, while that was being written, it was Lisa Henson went up to Jim and said, well, there's this great guy from Monty Python called Terry Jones. Yeah, and I just read his screenplay and saw Eric the Viking. You should get that. That's hilarious. So despite that, they brought him on board. And he had a look at the novella and went, this doesn't really make sense. So he threw it away, looked at some of the concept drawings, and went on with that. Now, even though Terry Jones is credited as being the screenplay writer on this, it actually went through many, many hands. These are how many people were involved in the screenplay. Okay, so you had Terry Jones, Jim Henson, George Lucas, Laura Phillips, and Elaine May. Now, they went through many, 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 many drafts of this. Bowie and Terry Jones had a lot of arguing, because once David Bowie was brought on board, Jim Henson said, we want more Bowie in the scene, in the film. So they added in wanted a lot more scenes in the center of the labyrinth. But Terry Jones said, that's going to take away from the impact when you see it at the end of the film. So despite this clashing, he wrote the script. They passed off Terry Jones and brought on Laura Hughes and Ellen May. When they took that to David Bowie said, it's not as funny as I was hoping it would be, and he was almost about to step away from the project. So they brought back in Terry Jones. He did some touch-ups. So by the end of pre-production, they'd gone through 25 script rewrites for Labyrinth, and they were still making changes right up to the day of shooting. So yeah, that took about 3 years of production to get it up, and that was just the script.
And now it is time for on Innes Lloyd FM. We've now got Caleb Garfinkel, and we're going to have a bit of a chilly down. Round of applause, please, for Caleb Garfinkel.
When the sun goes down,
When the sun goes down,
and the bats are back to bed,
bats are back,
the brothers come round,
the brothers come round,
and I get out of my dirty bed,
my dirty bed,
shake my pretty little head,
shake my pretty little head,
tap my pretty little feet,
tap my pretty little feet,
brighter than sunlight, louder than thunder, bouncing like a yo-yo. Don't got no problem, man ain't got no suitcase, ain't got no clothes to worry about, ain't gotta read this in a truly go my time, I just throw in my hand, really a sponge in the land, It don't look much, it's sure chilly, they positively glow, chill it down with the fire gang. Talks hep with the fire gang.
It's the only way.
Bad hep with the fire gang.
A smile a day keeps the doctor
When
away.
the thing gets wild, chill it down with the fire gang.
Hey, I'm a wild
Act
child.
tall with the fire gang. Good times, bad news.
Yeah.
When your thing gets wild, chill it down. So when things get too tight, your chin is dragging on the ground, and even down looks up, bad luck. We can show you a good time, and we don't charge nothing
at all.
Such a nasty stuff, wiggle in the middle, get the down talking, yeah. Chill it down with the fire gang.
Hey, shake it pretty little head.
Toe with the fire gang. Bad hep with the fire gang.
Hey, listen up.
When your thing gets wild, chill it down with the fire gang.
Hey, shake your pretty little head.
Tall with the fire gang.
Chop your pretty little feet.
Good times, bad food.
Come on.
When your thing gets wild, chill it down.
Caleb Garfinkel. Woo.
That is the appropriate noise. Well done.
I believe woo and who.
Both required at the end of that. Well,
So what's up next, Mr. Innes?
well, it's time for everyone's favorite game, ladies and gentlemen. Find the bulge.
Did you find the bulge?
There was at least one in there.
How many times have you said that?
Oh, only 3 this morning. Now,
What's next, Mr. Innes?
we're now looking at the production.
Excellent stuff. Now, when it comes to production, ladies and gentlemen, principal photography on Labyrinth began on April 15th, 1985 at the famous L Street Studios. Now, for about a year and a half, they were constructing all the puppets and costumes and stuff like that for this production, but that wasn't just the end of it, because if anyone here has worked with puppets before, round of applause if you have. Don't forget the My Little Puppet Show will be showing up at Fringe right here at the Butterfly Club.
Not that we're allowed to announce that.
Ooh, embargo. There was not only the year and a half to make them, but also on the set they had to just the general upkeep of the puppets. So that was a massive undertaking. Also, some other problems that they found on set was from David Bowie and Jennifer Connelly found it quite difficult working with the puppets. As Jennifer Connelly says right here, what did she say? It was a bit strange working amongst exclusively with puppets in the films, but I think Dave and I got over that, and we took the challenge and had a lot of fun.
What kind of relationship can you have when you could call David Bowie Dave?
How awesome would your life be, being able to get to that point and go, I call David Bowie Dave. I mean, I've been working with this guy for 3 years and I still call him Mr. Innes.
Damn straight.
Now, Jim Henson gathered some of his favourite puppeteers to work on this show. Veteran performers like Frank Oz, Dave Grohl's, not Dave Grohl's, Dave Grohl's. Also Karen Brill, Ron Muke, Rob Mills, all those people who worked on Fraggle Rock as well. Now, it was a very ambitious project, and 2 of the sets were some of the largest they'd ever built on L Street. One was the Goblin City, and also the Shaft of Hands,
Which is a nightclub in Collingwood.
But after an extensive 5-month shoot, they ended up wrapping on September the 8th, 1985. Now, we're going to move on to casting, ladies and gentlemen, casting our characters. Now, first up in casting, of course, is the role of Sarah, and that was Jennifer Connelly. Round of applause right there. Now, it comes to Sarah, they went through many changes in the script. Originally, they saw the idea of setting it in Victorian England, and that Sarah would be, a young, upper-class girl from Victorian era England. So the lead actress for the role during auditions was Helena Bonham Carter. Didn't know that. Yes, she was actually a legitimate actor once when she just would take some drugs and get on screen. Let's just film that, okay? That's Helena Bonham Carter. No, but they decided for a more commercially viable film, they'd set it in America. So they said goodbye to her, and they focused on American actresses to set it in modern American time. And they went through many, many young actresses who would go on to do great things in the future. One of the actresses who auditioned for it was Jane Krasowski, who went on to do Malcolm in the Middle.
No, that's Jane Kaczmarek, who went on to do Malcolm in the Middle.
I thought that was a town in Poland.
No, that's Krakow.
I thought that was a song by The Clash.
No, that's Rock the Casbah.
Then I don't know who the fuck that is. No, I do that. Yeah, she went on to be annoying in everything she did, including Ally McBeal and 30 Rock. Thank you. Oh, it's her again.
I like the voice of assurance down the front row.
You're doing well. Another person who auditioned for the role was Laura Dern.
Oh.
Yeah. Who went on to be out-acted by CGI dinosaurs in Jurassic Park.
Now, as an interesting fact, the internet yields great things. So if you're ever missing your chance to have a Laura Dern Jurassic Park action figure...
They were very hard to find.
They are very hard to find one. You can actually go on Etsy and you can get your own Laura Dern and Jurassic Park stuffed beetle, complete with costume and wig.
Remember that time when the internet was just there for porn? What the hell has happened?
It still is.
Wow, okay. Next up, another person who auditioned for it was Yasmine Bleeth, who went on to do Baywatch. Marissa Tomei, who went on to win an Oscar for My Cousin Vinny. Ali Sheedy, who went on to do The Breakfast Club. And Sarah Jessica Parker, who went on to win the Kentucky Derby. But ultimately, the role went to... I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. It is said either you crack up laughing and apologize profusely or you keep the straight face. I'm really sorry. 14-year-old Jennifer Connelly got the role in the end, and Jim Henson said she got the role because she could act that kind of dawn-twilight time between childhood and womanhood. And is that description of a personality is why I work with David Innes so much.
Honk, honk.
So, some of you went, aww. Next up, for the role of the Goblin King, that of course went to David Bowie. Now, the role of Jareth went through many changes as well. At one point, Jim Henson wanted to have the Goblin King just as like a life-size, human-size puppet. But in the end, he said, no, let's go for a charismatic star. Let's go for a musician as well. That could be pretty cool. So they went through a couple of suggestions for stars. So there was Sting, Prince, yeah, Mick Jagger, Michael Jackson. But they were after someone with a personality and charisma, and so they went with David Bowie. Now, Jim Henson described the casting of David Bowie that he was perfect for the role of Jareth because David Bowie embodies a certain maturity with his sexuality, his disturbing aspect, all sorts of things that characterize the adult world. This is why I love Jim Henson. Bowie said that he took the role because he was really fascinated in the music writing aspect of film, and he also wanted to do a film that could appeal to children of all ages. And he also liked the fact that it was a sci-fi, it was a effects-based film that was had a lot of heart to it, which wasn't many special effects films at the time. Next up, we have as Toby, big round of applause for Toby Froud. Now, Toby Froud was actually the baby son of Brian Froud, and he was on set for the entire time. So they didn't have any doubles or twins or anything like that. Toby was in every single shot. It's absolutely amazing, the endurance of that baby. Now, Toby is now all grown up, and he is actually a puppeteer and a puppeteer fabricator all on his own, and he really, stops that vicious rumor and cliche going around that all puppeteers look like serial killers. That. You really took your time with that one, Jack. Get it into your system. Next. That's not a pickup line. Next up in the cast, we have Shelley Thompson as the role of Sarah's stepmother. And she was a Canadian actress who worked a lot in the UK. She did guest appearances on Drop the Dead Donkey, an amazing comedy series, and also EastEnders, unintentionally a comedy series. But you may remember her from 10 seasons and the movie of Trailer Park Boys. So go out and watch that if you hate yourself. Too soon. Next up, we have Christopher Malcolm as the role of Sarah's dad, Robert Williams. He was a Scottish actor who was the first actor to play Brad Majors in the first production of The Rocky Horror Show. Yeah, and he went on to do movies like Highlander, and he was in Empire Strikes Back. So that's him as Rogue 2. Now, he is famously the snowspeeder pilot who found Han and Luke. But if we all remember from the film, who was the one who got in touch first? That's right, it was Han. So Rogue 2 didn't find them. They found him, all right? So karma came back to bite him on his lying ass when he was shot down by an ATA walker. Take that!
It's okay. It's okay. It's made up, Rob. It's okay. Next up, let's move to the puppeteers and the puppets. We have, as the role of Hoggle, a big round of applause for Brian Henson! Now, Brian Henson was the main puppeteer, and he did the voice and also operated the animatronics of the face and the eyes and all that type of stuff. And inside the costume of Hoggle was actually diminutive actor Shari Weiser. So she was really, really cool, and she was on set the whole time. Next up is Ludo! Operated by Ron Munsk and also Rob Mills. Now, when we say Rob Mills, we don't mean that famous contestant from Australian Idol who went on to be the darling of the Australian musical theatre scene. Oh, come on, I could have sworn I heard Guy Sebastian, friend.
Anyway, moving on. Next up, we have as my favourite character, Sir Didymus! Operated by Dave Goals, and the voice was supplied by David Shaughnessy.
Now, if that name sounds familiar, David is the brother of Charles, who would play Mr.
Sheffield in The Nanny. And he was also in Days of Our Lives. Does anyone, Jack, you watch him for that. Do you remember his name? Okay.
Yeah. Good.
Anybody remember his name from... No.
That was his name. Hello, my name is I have an eye patch.
No, that was the other guy. The other guy had the eye patch. Not that I watched it all. Moving on, next up. Okay, as the Worm. We love the Worm. Okay, operated by Karen Brill, famous puppeteer from the Muppets. She was Prairie Dawn. We love Karen. And voiced by Timothy Bateson.
Yes, who, for Nerdular Nerdences, played Binrock the Heretic in the Tom Baker story, The Reboss Operation.
Which is one of the most pretty-looking but most boring stories ever.
Yes. So, move on.
Moving on. We have, as the Wise Man, operated by the legend himself, Frank Oz. And the voice was supplied by Michael Hordern, who was a very famous stage and screen actor, but I remember him the most as the voice of the narrator in Paddington Bear. Yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah. We're all on the same page. Peace out. And finally, we have the Fireys. Now, the Fireys' voices were supplied by some people who would go on to do extraordinary things. So, first up one was Charles August, who was Queeg in Red Dwarf. One of the other voices was Danny John Jules, Cat from Red Dwarf. And one of the other ones was Kevin Clash.
Oh, hey, statute of limitations, Hey, not quite getting away with it, but kind of getting away with it.
It's a bit awkward right now.
Yes, how do we get out of this awkward Kevin Clash moment?
Well, there's two words that can get us out of this awkward Kevin Clash moment.
Caleb Garfinkel!
There's such a sad love deep in your eyes, a kind of pale jewel, open and closed within your eyes. I place the sky within your eyes. There's such a full heart beating so fast in search of new dreams, a love that will last within your heart. I place the moon within your heart. As the pain sweeps through, makes no sense for you. Every thrill is gone, wasn't too much fun at all. But I'll be there for you as the world falls down. As the world falls down, fall in love. I'll paint you mornings of gold, paint you Valentine's evenings, though we're strangers till now. We're choosing the path between the stars. I'll leave my love between the stars. And as the pain sweeps through, makes no sense for you. Every thrill is gone, wasn't too much fun at all. But I'll be there for you. And as the world falls down, as the world falls down, falling in love. As the world falls down. Sense to fall, makes no sense at all. Falling in love, and as the world falls down. supposed to fall down makes no sense at all. Falling in love knows the world falls down. Falling in love as the world falls down.
Quite. Woo! And at the end of that, it's now time for some post-production and reception.
Wonderful. Round of applause.
Thank you for that hydration clap. We really needed it.
Thank you very much. I need a drink. After getting so sexy within us, I need some water. At the end of filming, after an extensive period, most of the effects were done in camera, so they didn't need to do much post-production effects work. But there was the first ever use of a CGI realistic animal in the opening credits with the owl. That's the first time that was ever used, a CGI photorealistic owl, which was pretty exciting. Now, when it came to the editing process, George Lucas and Jim Henson kind of worked together on this, but they had different styles of editing. George Lucas came from the more action-based type editing cuts, whereas Jim Henson liked to take his time, be a bit more lyrical and looser with his cuts to sort of like get the characters out. So they ultimately found a way of blending that together. Now, Labyrinth opened in America and Germany in theatres on the 27th of June, 1986. That's why we're the day before. I wish we could have done tomorrow, but they don't open on Mondays here at the Butterfly Club. So we're almost at the 30th anniversary day. They had a royal premiere in London on December the 1st, and all the royal family was there, the Prince and Princess of Wales, and Ludo was there as well. And Princess Diana went up to him and said, "Isn't he lovely?" So that was a big moment for Ludo. I think he spoke one word of excitement. Now, we've done many. This is our third show. So we did Ghostbusters last year. We did Back to the Future 2. And this is the first film that actually wasn't a success. At the box office, it opened at 8th in the box office, and it never really moved from that and didn't go any higher. It was behind films that were popular at that time, like Karate Kid Part 2. Yeah. The hate keeps and the hurt just keeps on coming. Back to School with Rodney Dangerfield. Legal Eagles with Robert Redford. Ruthless People with Danny DeVito. Running Scared with Gregory Hines and Billy Crystal. One fan. Top Gun. Top Gun was the #1 film of that year. And the worst film of the 80s, Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Rob, how could you say that to, extensively overly long museum scenes staring into paintings?
I'm terribly sorry, but I don't enjoy films where the lead character is a smug bastard and everyone tells you to like him. I wanted to run him over in that expensive car.
Then you won't be watching Rob Lloyd, the movie, anytime soon.
It's a very short film. Now, at the end of its time in the cinemas, ladies and gentlemen, Labyrinth only made $12 million out of its $25 million budget. It was an actual financial disaster. Now, when it comes to the reaction for this film, Rotten Tomatoes gives it 66%. Metacritic only gives it 50 out of 100. Now, let's get to the reviews. Now, Roger Ebert only gave it 2 out of 4 stars, saying it never really comes alive. Gene Siskel, our arch nemesis here at Innes Lloyd from the Chicago Tribune, Siskel really hated this film. He said it was an awful film with a pathetic story, and it was visually ugly.
It's okay, everyone. He's dead.
Oh my God.
Ding dong, the Siskel's dead. Which old Siskel? The Siskel's dead.
Wow. Now, he objected to the film's violent plot, especially about the sight of a baby in peril is one of the sleaziest gimmicks a film can employ. But there were some positives. Catherine Buxton said it was an exciting film with slightly naughty sense of humour, so we like you, Catherine. Now, the film's mixed reviews, well, thoroughly poor reviews, and also bad box office taking, demoralised Jim Henson. It was his second film away from the Muppets, and his son Brian said it was the closest I've seen my father turning in on himself and getting quite depressed. And Labyrinth was the last feature film that Jim Henson ever directed. But the legacy lives on, and it's one of those films much like The Shawshank Redemption and a lot of other films that have gained popularity and a following from home entertainment, from videos and DVDs and stuff like that. And it's become quite a popular cult hit. Jennifer Connelly in 1997 went on to say, I still get recognised for Labyrinth by little girls. David Bowie in 1992 says, every Christmas a new flock of children come up to me and say, Oi! You're the one from Labyrinth.
I like that he just has these Dickensian orphans go, excuse me, Mr. Bowie. Oh, it's Christmas Day.
Get me the biggest codpiece you can. It's as big as me, sir. Now, Labyrinth has become a cult hit. I've seen it about 3 or 4 times down at the Astor. It's one of the regulars they have on their calendar. They've played it multiple times at Acme. It has become a huge cult hit and has affected many people's lives in such a positive way. And Brian Henson came out and said that by the time of his death, Jim Henson was aware of the success of the film in home videos and all that type of stuff. So yeah, he was able to see that and know that it was appreciated. So that's good.
So you could say that the spirit of Jim Henson is within you. Caleb Garfinkel.
How you turn my world, you precious thing. Your starving near exhausts me. Everything I've done for you. I'll move the stars for no one. You've run so long, you've run so far. Your eyes can be so cruel, just as I can be so cruel. So I do believe in you. Yes, I do. Live without the sunlight, love without your heartbeat. I can live within you.
Of course, the song Within You was used in that memorable scene in the film Labyrinth, which was inspired by that noted rap star and hip-hop artist MC Escher.
I'm MC Escher and I'm here to say my stairs go everywhere. Yeah! MC Escher does not need to rhyme. Escher out. Pff. Shit! Fuck! Cut! Hey.
So what do you think it's time for, Rob?
Well,
Reckon it's time for another game?
I think it is. I think it's time for another game, ladies and gentlemen. It is so time for another game.
So it's another time for Spot the Bulge!
Did you spot the bulge?
There was at least one of them.
So many dicks. So little time.
Yeah. But of course it is time for an audience reenactment! Achievements!
So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go on to our next game where we need you to be involved. We're going to do a reenactment. So everyone loves when their kids act out the scenes from the films that we love, and so we're going to do it again. We've done it for all of our one-off shows. So we need a volunteer who would like to come up and play the Goblin King himself, Jareth. Who would like to play Jareth in this reenactment? We have a script for you. This is the first time ever no one has put their hands up. Excellent. Come on up. Come on forward.
Yay! Give it a
And what's your name? Correct. Now, you are reading the role of Jareth. It's all highlighted for you. And now we need someone to play the role of Sarah. Ooh. Right there. Come on up. Round of applause. Excellent stuff. And your name is? Siggy. Excellent stuff. Okay, now you're the role of Sarah. It's all highlighted for you. We're going to do the final confrontation scene. Okay. Oh, yeah. Appreciate it. Now, you guys will play the role of, Sarah, Jareth. Okay, just read it out. If you want to act it out as well, that'd be great. And we've got in the role of narrator, as always, is Mr. David Innes.
Oh,
right.
Good. I'm glad you remember my name.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
good.
And I'll be there just to do any sounds or actions if need be. And you're going to have to do it in the...
Oh, do I?
Well, it's the best narration that we have, and we want you to do it as best you can with, yes, your Ringo Starr from Thomas the Tank Engine. Thank you very much.
It was a beautiful morning on the island of Labyrinth. Our scene opens in a surreal landscape. Whole sections of stone staircases and debris are floating around in space. Our heroine, Sarah, who is desperate to retrieve her baby stepbrother, Toby, from Jareth the Goblin King, is found in the middle of all this desolate space, looking pensive. Look more pensive. Then enter Jareth, looking resplendent in owlish costume, and of course, white tights. He has both death laser eyes and come fuck me eyes at the same time. Their final battle has begun.
Give me the child.
They think they're hilarious. They're good. Okay, Jareth, your line.
Sarah, beware. I have been generous up until now, but I can be cruel.
Sarah is dumbfounded by this statement. Very good dumbfoundment.
Generous? What have you done that's generous?
Almost indignant at her question, Jareth swaggers, circling around Sarah.
Everything that you wanted, I have done. You asked that the child be... You asked that the child be taken. I took him. You cowered before me. I was frightening. I have reordered time. I have turned the world upside down, and I have done it all for you. I'm exhausted from living up to your expectations of me. Isn't that generous?
Growing in confidence after her trials in the labyrinth, Sarah boldly walks forward towards Jareth.
Through dangers untold and hardships unnumbered, I have fought my way here to the castle beyond the Goblin City. For my will is as strong as yours, and my... Stop! Wait!
Jareth rather dramatically puts his hand up in a stop right now kind of pose.
Stop right now. Thank you very much.
Stop it! Stop right now!
Thank you very much.
Look, Sarah! Look what I'm offering you. Your dream.
Very good dream acting there. Out of thin air, Jareth presents Sarah with the crystal ball of dreams he offered her earlier in the film.
And my kingdom is as great...
Unfazed by Jareth's proposal, Sarah powers on. Jareth is starting to panic.
I ask you for so little. Just let me rule you, and you can have everything that you want. Give me this time! I really want to. Kingdom is great. Damn, I can never remember that line.
Remember that line?
Never remember it. Just fear me, love me, do as I say, and I will be your slave.
Sarah struggles to find that accursed final line and to end his sexually awkward confrontation.
My kingdom is great. My kingdom is great.
Finally, the line dawns on Sarah, and she speaks it with such power that Jared's entire kingdom crumbles.
You have no power over me. You have no power over me.
Over me.
The clock chimes.
Bong.
And with that, Sarah has won. Jared throws his dream ball to the heavens. As it begins to descend, we see the Goblin King revert back to owl form. Sarah attempts to catch the dream ball and it pops like a bubble. She's circled by the owl a number of times and eventually flies off. Sarah looks around her environment and she is no longer in the desolate landscape, but back in her own home. Toby is safe in his bed. Sarah's father and stepmother have returned from their night out. Everything is back to as it was. Well, perhaps not Sarah, who has thankfully grown a little, realizing she has to give up her childish attitude, but also she's not completely ready to grow up just as yet.
Applause for our 2 volunteers! Thank you very much. Now, you don't go home empty-handed. You get to decide which one of these is going to be yours. We got the Jim Henson bio and the Goblin Companion, so pick whichever one you want.
Go for it. I've already got one of those.
Oh, amazing.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And Jax, can we hit the closing music?
Yeah, I don't think it's working.
It isn't working. There we go. Here, of course it works.
Oh, there we go.
Here we go.
There.
So I think we've all learned something today about
we have.
Labyrinth. What have we learned, Innes?
We have learned that, the balls and such. Anyway, enough of that.
Now, we've come to the end of the show, ladies and gentlemen. We're right here at the end.
No, wait a minute. No, wait. No, we have not come to the end of the show. There is one more important thing that we need to do before the end of the show.
Oh, of course. You remind me of the Babe.
No, you don't get to know away with this. Caleb, hit it. Hat facts. Hatty, hat facts. Facty, hat facts. Hattity fact. Factity fact. Whoa. Hat facts.
Hat Facts was filmed in front of a live studio. Hat.
There's a number of different hats in Labyrinth, and we're going to go through them at top speed as we've only got like 30 seconds left of this show. So we'll start with Hoggle's skull cap. Now, a skull cap is, of course, a very generic term for a variety of different hats, including the yarmulke, which is the traditional Jewish style of skull cap. However, Hoggle's being slightly deeper in crown is probably also closer to the Roman Catholic zacchetto, which you can see, which is slightly deeper in crown. So it's a cross between those particular hats shaped onto his head. So that's the skull cap. The next we've got here is the crushed velvet tam, which you can see Sir Dynamis here is wearing. Unfortunately, you probably can't see in this picture, so we better decapitate him. There we go. Lovely. There we go. The crushed velvet tam, which does sound like something you might have with your coffee, is derived from the tam o' shanter, which you might imagine is from the stereotype of Scottish people that's been incredibly tartaned with a pom-pom. That's the hat, not the Scottish people. I'm sorry to disappoint. But also, in this particular version, it seems to be very reminiscent of the kind of academic tam that one would wear. So it would imply that Sir Didymus actually has his PhD. And what studies, I'm not sure. One of the suggestions is perhaps the effects and correlations between the bog of eternal stench and conservative politics. One possible idea. The next hat we've got is the Tricorn Hat, which is worn both by Bowie Irish mode, as well as the pirates in the dancing scene here. A fun fact as well, that tricorns are also referred to as cocked hats. It's funny because penises and such, but the reason it gets its name is that the tricorn often be worn with the brim tilted up. Now, one of the seldom used expressions that has often been used is, "I will knock you into a cocked hat," which again sounds very rude and delightful, but what it actually meant was that you would be, if someone was to threaten that to you, that they would be punching you in the face, so much so that you would look like a tricorn hat. Rob, can we see your knocked into a cocked hat face? If you ever want a cocked face, see Rob Lloyd. The next we've got here is the Fool's or Jesters Hand, which I often thought was just an artistic type of it. It actually was legitimate uniform. And one of the types of jesters I would like to introduce you to is one of Poland's most famous medieval jesters by the name of Stanzik. You can see here, looking particularly chirpy. As you can see here, and this is quite true, his specialty was political satire. So you can possibly see the joyous face here. I imagine towards the end of his career, he just sort of had to waltz in going, "Everything's fucked," and then walk off. Like most political satirists. We've also got Brodie Helmets, which is the closest that the medieval helmets that were seen in the film. Brodie Helmets, which were designed by someone named Brodie, of course, the Englishman John Leopold Brodie in the First World War, had a number of different names, including the Helmet, the M1917 Helmet, the Shrapnel Helmet. In Australia, it was known as the Panic Hat. And in America, it was known as the Doughboy Hat. I can only imagine it's because when you get riddled with bullets, you'd have the same consistency as dough. It was also known as the Tommy Helmet, and probably most creatively, the Tin Hat. And finally, we've got the Wiseman's Chapeau, if I can be a little French with you, which is, of course, two reasons why this is a big first in hat facts. Is that one, this is the first time we've ever dealt with a talking hat, which is exciting. But, of course, the other big amazing first is that this talking hat spouts a lot of information. So it is, of course, also the first time that we've actually got on Hat Facts a fact hat. So there we go, that's another big first. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is your Hat Facts. If you're going to have the lyrics up here, feel free to join me in the song of Hat Facts. Hat Facts, Hat Facts, Hatty Hatty Hat Facts, Facty Facty Hat Facts, Hat Hat Hatty Fact, Fact Fact Facty Hat. Oh, 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 Hat Facts, Hat Facts, Hat Facts, Hat Facts. Yay!
Sit, hat, sit. Good hat. Hat.
There we go.
David Innes right there! Ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of our show. Thank you so much for coming along. We really appreciate you coming along and enjoying our one-off specials. We have one more one-off special to go this year, which will be in November. Flash it up right there. Yes. In November. Yes. Thank you for revealing that gag. Fuck you. Now.
Shit, we have to rewrite everything now.
We'll need a time turner to rewind it. Now, we are doing the 15th anniversary of the first Harry Potter film. And you pretty much responded like everybody else when we say that. You go, no fucking way. Yes way, as they say in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. We'd like to thank a couple of people. I personally would like to thank my cohort, Mr. David Innes. Round of applause. Caleb Garfinkel right there. Jack's right there. The Butterfly Club. Mr. Rob Lloyd. Now, we've done quite a lot of these one-off shows, and they're feeling a bit familiar, a bit similar to me, Dave. You know, in fact, it's reminding me of something.
What is it reminding you, Rob?
It's reminding me of the Babe.
What babe?
The Babe with the power.
Oh, what power?
The power of voodoo. You do. Remind me of the Babe. Caleb Garfinkel.
I saw my baby crying hard as babe could cry. What could I do? My baby's love had gone and left my baby blue. Nobody knew what kind of magic spell to use.
Slime or snails and puppy dog's tails. Thunder or lightning.
baby said,
Ravensburger!
dance the magic dance, dance the magic dance, put that baby spell on me. Jump, magic jump, jump, magic jump, put that magic jump on me.
Slap that baby, make it free!
And I saw my baby trying hard as babe could try. What could I do? My baby's fun had gone and left my baby blue. Nobody knew what kind of magic spell to use.
Slime und Snails and Poppy Dog's tails! Thunder und Lightning!
And then baby said,
Ravensburger!
dance the magic dance, dance the magic dance, put that baby spell on me. Well, jump, magic jump, jump, magic jump, put that baby spell on me. Smack that baby, make it free. You remind me of a babe.
What babe?
The babe with a power.
What power?
The power of voodoo.
Voodoo?
You do.
Do what?
Remind me of the babe. What kind of magic spell to use? Slime or snails, puppy dog's tails, thunder or lightning, something.
Ravensburger!
Everybody dance a magic dance, dance a magic dance, put that baby spell on me. Jump, magic jump, jump, magic jump, put that magic spell on me. Stop that baby, make it free. Well, dance a magic dance, dance a magic dance, put that baby spell on me.
That's a baby!
Jump, magic jump, jump, magic jump, put that magic jump on me. Stop that baby, whoa, and stop that baby, make it free.